Glory, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us about the Roosevelt School. It's my understanding that you actually were a student at the Roosevelt.
I was.
And can you tell us a little bit about when you were a student here?
Well, it was a long time ago, of course. The building was pretty much the same as it is now. At least in my memory, it looks exactly the same. I'm just tickled to pieces to see that it's being renovated and being used for the community, for the entire community, not just for the school kids, but for the entire community. I believe that it's a wonderful facility, and as time goes by, we will get more and more use out of it, and everybody will want to use it. Everybody's going to start saying, oh, how about the Roosevelt Center? And I think that'd just be swell. I wish that some of my friends were still around and could share with me, and we would walk through the building and see how it is now and how it's being used. We had a meeting in the gymnasium just a few days ago, and it felt so good to me to be there. There's some energy that's in this building that doesn't appear to be anywhere else. And I think that's in part, maybe there's some ghosts there, but also the young folks like you and the gentleman who's taking our picture right now that have brought to this. So it's revitalized the whole building, the physical structure of the building. We at City Hall need to use this building and have several times to use it as a courtroom, because our City Hall does not accommodate the court when we have a larger crowd, especially if we have to do the social distancing thing. So our city judge, Raphael, he does it, brought the courtroom here and held his trial right here, which was absolutely wonderful. And I was tickled to pieces when he was telling us about it. And I could tell that he was pleased to have a facility that accommodated him like this.
Currently, there are a lot of changes that have to happen to this 100-year-old building just to bring it up to code for the 21st century. And so we're doing sprinklers. We're trying to install sprinklers on the 3rd floor. Do you remember having things on the 3rd floor? Was it a library then, or was it a recital hall when you were there?
I don't remember a recital hall. I remember there were a lot of books everywhere, so it must have been a library of sort. And I remember having to go from the ground floor upstairs, and it seemed like it was a long way. It's half that distance now, because of course, you know, I'm taller and everything. But it seemed to me that it was imposing. The building itself was imposing. I felt when I was going to school here that I was really going to school. And I always liked the idea of learning something, so it was a fun place for me to go. And perhaps that was why I was more quiet, because I was learning, I was listening and learning, which is what I wanted to do. And it was a great experience.
And what do you think the Roosevelt Center means to the community now that it's not sitting vacant and unused?
Oh, I think it's a huge boost to the community. When it was first being renovated, when you folks first started this project, everybody was a little skeptical. Oh no, it's never going to work. That has changed completely. Everybody is saying, and I hear it on the street all the time, I hear it at City Hall, oh, don't worry, we've got the Roosevelt Center, we can use that facility. And I think if a building has a soul, this building has a soul, and it's probably darned happy that it's being utilized and that more people are coming here, and it's useful. And it, once again, it's close to downtown, but far enough away that you feel like you have gone someplace. But once you're inside that building, you feel that the building itself is surrounding you. It feels like it's warm. It feels like, and I don't mean warm as in heat, but it has a warmth to it. It has a purpose. Now, we at City Hall had a function here just a few days ago, and a fella came from Bozeman, and he was going over all the government stuff with us. And everybody was comfortable in that building. Nobody was looking around to say, oh boy, is it time to leave yet? Everybody was paying attention. Everybody was comfortable. When the session was over, and it was a 3.5-hour session, it seemed like it was 15 minutes. And I think that that's in part, not just the presenter, although Dan Clark was wonderful, but I think it's because the building has a certain soul to it somehow, and it makes you feel comfortable. It makes you feel welcome, and that's something that the building has. That's something that you folks have. It's like icing on the cake for you folks have done for the building, but the building itself has a certain warmth to it, and I'm thrilled to pieces to see that it's being utilized in such a positive manner.